What's up guys, Rated Designs here, and today is going to be a simple tutorial. I'm opening up my channel just because I want to show you what it's going to be on. It's going to be on thumbnails. Now, a lot of people ask me, hey, how do you do thumbnails? How are you, so creative with them? What is it that sparks everything? Well, as you guys can see, the Obey thumbnails that I made are a very big hit because many teams have copied off of them. Not necessarily copied, but they've kind of put their own input on them. Big E's thumbnails are awesome. They really, kind of show what they are. And my old thumbnails are pretty cool, but the ones I use now are the ones that are bright, vibrant, and they're to the point. Now, that's the biggest thing that you guys have to do, is with these thumbnails, you're going to have to really, really, really show people, this is a video by you, these thumbnails only come by you, and, that's kind of what it is. And it's a tough and it's a key point to making thumbnails. As of course, if you saw a Minnesota Burns thumbnail that was just his, face, I mean, yeah, he'd still get a lot of videos, or video views, but thumbnails really help your video views. So if you guys are struggling on views, please watch this video. This is going to help your video view a ton. Now today I'm going to make basically so say I'm going to make like a Black Ops Ghost type theme one that happens to do with me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to take one of my logos. I have millions of the same type of stature. We're going to go into Rated Logos. We're going to go into something right here. We're not going to use this one. I want to use something like this just because want to. So make sure you guys open. A lot of people think thumbnails are 1280 by 720. Yes, that is if you want okay quality, but if you want really nice quality, 1920 by 1080, that is the size of what you're going to want to use. And you're just going to want to bring your logo. So most people are going to have a logo. For instance, myself. And you're going to want to place it in an area that it's a focal point, but it's not the main focal point. The main focal point of your whole thumbnail is the text. So this is awesome, and I want you to just, we're going to make a nice, cool, electric type blue feel to this. I'm going to make this a nice electric blue feel to it, and I think we'll add a stroke, maybe a nice. And these layer styles are another huge point to this, guys, so make sure that you guys definitely kind of really screw around with layer styles too. This is a huge layer style. It's very vibrant, really nice feel to it. And we're going to just add a nice drop shadow. Now, what people tend to do is kill drop shadows here. We're going to just make a 10 distance, 0 size, and maybe about 35% opacity. So secondly, what we're going to do is we're going to put a color basically right here. And whoa, I'm so sorry about that. And you're going to want to take, in my opinion, I'm going to take a nice blue. I'm just going to make a nice layer. You're going to make it right behind, ooh, I'm sorry, I always do that. Right behind our, the logo. We're going to take about 25%. We're going to merge it with the background, which is going to be some sort of dark gray, and you're going to hit Filter, Filter Gallery. And this is just to get away the gradient banding, and this is, a nice brush splatter, and about 15 in the spray radius, and you are good. Radius, I mean, wow, what am I doing? Anyways, after that, you're going to want to, if you don't like the drop shadow and it's not enough, of course you're going to have to add me. I'm going to definitely have to add, because I added a nice stroke. Now, as you guys can see, it just kind of shows it like that. And we're going to add, this is another big thing. Now, if you guys don't have these, I can tell you where to get them. Brushking.eu, huge site for brushes. You can get them all over there. Or, oh, I am so sorry, my Skype is going to keep bouncing for you guys. But what you're going to want to do is, I have a bunch of them. This is one of the cool ones I have. And you just want to start it in the center right there, and it's going to come out. But personally, there's another way to do it, and if you guys are familiar with Magic, he has a cool tutorial. It's just in your shapes. They're in custom shapes. Hold on, my skull pack is going to load. I found this skull pack that I've been screwing around with, but that one's cool. And it should be in here, and it should look like this. And you just showed it darting point, and I mean, you don't have to make it as big as, I mean, you're going to have to make it pretty big. I mean, you're going to want these rays to stretch pretty much through the whole, something like this. Perfect. And you're going to just rasterize your layer and switch it to overlay. Now, what this does, and people always ask, you know, what is the whole point of this? You know, is there really, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger, guys. Is there really a point to having, you know, light rays? Does it really do anything? I'm telling you, it's because it's coming from somebody that you like. It makes a huge difference. And you're going to just switch it to overlay, and you're going to switch it to about 25%, maybe 30, depending upon what you want. Now, that's one of the biggest things that you have to do. As long as you get to this part, you're good. Of course, you know, you can use a backdrop, for instance, in the, I'm going to show you right here in the Obey Afro's Somalian Pirate. I have basically just a bar, a lot of outer glows to give it the nice, and a screenshot of his episode in the background. So that's kind of what I do, but, you know, anything really can go here. So if we're going to do a nice Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost one, we're going to just go to a Call of Duty Ghost, and we're going to get a screenshot of it. So here's a nice screenshot. Here's a 1500 by whatever screenshot. And we're going to just drag it into Photoshop. You guys can, you know, of course, if you're making it for something completely different, go for it. If not, you know, it's all good. And we're just going to, you can either just erase this and, you know, fade it in, which is, you know, by a 15. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways that you can kind of do it. I usually kind of just fade it in. I'll add another, you know, a feel to it. Sorry, you guys can hear my mic in the background, but you know, I kind of like to add a little bit of like a smoky feel to it. So I have some, either one, you can do that, or you can go to a smoke Mac, like, oh sorry, smoke screenshot. I'll see if I have any. And you kind of just got to make the presence all look right, and you got to make sure that this is seen by, you know, your. Let's see if I have one of this manipulation cutouts from Drone. I have a dirt. Yeah, this will work. Kind of something like this. Lower the opacity to about 35, and, you know, kind of erase more of it in. Your eraser is your best friend sometimes, guys. I will say that. And here is kind of what we have tutorial-wise. You know, like, you know, you guys are seeing the making of what I do. Now we get to the text part. Now, from my experience, the best thing to do is to make, you know, to give a feel to this, is first you're going to want to darken the background up. So first we're going to add some curves. We're going to add a nice kind of a shape like that. Photo filter, we're going to give it, instead of a warm feeling, we're going to give it a nice cool feeling to it, a blue. And that's it. You know, it depends on the color. So if blue is a cool blue. So that's it. On my, you know, thumbnails, I use the font American Captain. Magic is pretty much the guy who did it, so I will give him credit. He's the guy who brought that font to basically be overused now. But, yeah, American Captain is one of the biggest fonts you could possibly use. But, you know, there's millions of others. I found one that's kind of cool that's called Zentropa. That's a pretty cool one. So, for instance, so say let's say this is made for me. We'll say Call of Duty. You're going to want to make this, you know, a decent size. I mean, you're not going to want to sit here and you're going to want to make it, you know, so say we'll drag it down here. And then this is just the part of where you have to, you know, name your videos. So Call of Duty, Ghosts, and then we'll do about 500 because you want to keep it all kind of in the same shape. This is a very, very big thing that people screw up and they really don't realize about of it is keeping all the same shape is perfect. You know, keeping everything horizontal and vertically fit is the best. I think we're gonna have to. I might have to move this up, but I'm just. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this up. Sorry, my Photoshop's running a little slow right now, but actually, we'll do gameplay just for the hell of it. Oh man, I can't wait to play this game. It's gonna be awesome, in my opinion. But anyways, we're gonna lower it, make sure all the verticals and horizontals are aligned. So this is still too big. Give me 1 second, guys. It's still loading for me. Here we go. I think I'm going to have to go down to about 350. I don't know. You really just have to screw around with these fonts, or the sizes, guys. It's really no, you know, perfect for each and every one. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go down a little bit more. God, my Photoshop's running slow. If you guys have any, like, you know, fixes for that, you know, or, like, you know, reasons why. I mean, I feel like maybe it's more than just only me who it happens to. I know a lot of people tell me it does, but yeah. And we're going to just kind of move this. We're going to shrink this a little bit. As you guys can see, this is kind of a cool looking thing. And you're going to want to alternate. So, just to get Ghosts to look kind of cool, we're going to make a nice layer style for it. So we're going to make, since the blue is kind of the thing that we're going to do, I have a preset right there that I made. Oh, I'm sorry. One. And this layer style, if you haven't heard it before, it's just, you know, one of my layer styles I made. The size of your bevel is just going to be a 0, depth 100, angle 119, untick used, global light 0 for altitude, 25 for the opacity on the highlight. Leave this shadow, and we're going to go to inner shadow, 1 for distance, 1 for size, untick global light, 90 for angle. Switch the blend mode to white and overlay. And you just kind of hit OK. Now after that, we're going to kind of go to the Call of Duty part, and we're going to do the same layer style for both of those. So we're going to use the same layer style that, actually it's going to be a little different. It's going to be something a little bit different. We're going to bevel it still. Or actually, we're not going to bevel this at all. We're going to add a stroke. We're going to add it's going to be a blue again. But it's going to be a darker blue, of course. You don't want to keep it about 5. And that should be it. And we're going to copy this. And as you guys can see, you guys are starting to develop a nice, you know, feel to everything. Now, the biggest thing that I see a lot of people do is they'll take the, you know, the rays and they'll try to they'll put flares in these things, and you don't want to put flares. In thumbnails, especially if you have a template like mine, I make a template out of all of mine. If you want just highlights, the best thing to do is honestly take a huge brush, zoom out. So, oh, hold on. It's my Xbox was doing something weird, but still doing it. Technical difficulties for a second. Anyways, we're just gonna zoom out, and you can just add like little highlights, kind of like in different spots, kind of like this, and just kind of lower the opacity, and kind of gives it a nice feel to it. Yeah, so also I think one of the biggest things that a lot of people do when it comes to these things is they screw with boxes, and boxes are really cool. So we're going to take this nice black box, and we're going to hit rasterize it, add a stroke, which is going to be a nice blue like that. But we're going to make the feel like that, and take the fill and put it to about 25%. And it basically adds another whole element to it. And that's a thumbnail, guys. That's how I make my thumbnails. That's how a lot of people make their thumbnails. I'm sorry. Just replugging everything back in. But, yeah, it's basically my thumbnails. If you guys have any, questions or anything, please leave a comment on, anything I can help you on. Drop shadows, please add them on everything. Don't use extremely over drop shadowed stuff. And lastly, please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and like the shit out of this video. And for more, and also, I do have to say that my contest results will be out next upload. This upload, it was not it. It was actually the deadline for this, what's it called? The contest was today, so probably next week will probably be when it's up. So look out for that, and of course, check out everything you guys can on Obey and everything you guys can in the description. Again, guys, I'm ready to deuces.